Hi guys, welcome into Rover Sports. I know it is Sunday night. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Welcome into Rover Sports. This is my show. I will accept phone calls on the games today. I want to hear what y'all have to say about it. And I hope that this thing is working. And I'm going to go one by one. I'm going to give you my thoughts. I mean, a really interesting NFL Sunday, and we can take this thing in so many different directions. So it's a live call-in show. I'm blessed to be able to share this time with each and every one of you today. Let's get to the discussion. I was proud of my New York Giants today. Thought the Giants really competed well. And the Giants to only lose by 1 to the Colts, I feel pretty good about it. Eli Manning was hitting Evan Ingram. It was so good. Ronaldo, your Jets played really, really well today. Hey, Entertainer, what's up, brother? Are you not doing, maybe you're streaming, I don't know, but he had a hell of a day. Entertainer was on for about 5 hours. Yeah, it was annoying. I mean, you guys almost had a 2-point conversion turned back for your own benefit. Aaron Rodgers was sensational today. That's why Aaron Rodgers is a freaking beast. He was one of the best quarterbacks that I saw all day. He was sensational. That Jets-Packers game was elite. It was one of the better games all the time. Yo, what's going on, guys? Giants did choke a little bit defensively, letting up that long touchdown drive. Luck made some plays, but at the end of the day, when a team scores with 40 seconds left, it's tough to win a game, and Eli had to force it down the field, and, Eli played pretty solidly today. Evan Ingram was great. Sterling Shepard was very good. Our defense of B.W. Webb was out there. B.J. Goodson, everybody was hustling and making things happen, so I was really happy about, what I saw, but, Merry Christmas to you guys, and Christmas Eve's tomorrow. It's a great, exciting time. Not a lot of people are working, and I'm watching Ed Dixon right now get some yards. I'm watching a really good Seattle game. That's right. You're listening to Rover before bed. Yeah, so overall, I'm really pleased with my New York Giants. We have a lot to look forward to next year. I could tell you that right now. Saquon, Eli... you add Odell Beckham into the fray. For us to only go down to Indianapolis and play a desperate Colts team and nearly beat that team when they needed to win, that's the best the NFL has to offer, is going to Indy, playing Andrew Luck at home, and our defense stepped up to the challenge. James Betcher with a really aggressive blitz calls all afternoon. It was a beautiful, beautiful game. I wish we could have won the football game. But all in all, we're just getting excited for next year. And there were some really good things. But if we would have gotten shutting out, then you could say that the team was quitting on Ben McAdoo. Then it would have been really disappointing. But it looks like we're close. And Jamon Brown, the offensive line, definitely needs work. We probably need another wide receiver. We probably need another member in the secondary, especially since we have B.W. Webb, I believe, Curtis Riley, but we also have Sam Beal, and the guy Janoris Jenkins, Jackrabbit. So we are going to be good. I appreciate you bringing that up, actually. 20 Savage, my buddy here, he's a Texas Longhorns fan, and it's very important before we really get started with the calls or everything, is that Uncle Lou, I want to send my prayers to Uncle Lou and his family. It's very it's very unfortunate what happened. Uncle Lou's mother, it was heartbreaking. She passed away last week, so he's been in mourning. My prayers are to Uncle Lou and his family, and that was that was extremely sad. Uncle Lou's one of my best friends on YouTube. I've called into his show. We talk on the phone from time to time. He's tremendous on YouTube. My prayers are with his family, of course. But yes. What I wanted to say was it was a great Sunday of football. How about the other storyline I want to talk about? Oh my gosh, and the Entertainer. The entertainer strikes again with a $10 donation. Thank you so much, man. I'm going to go out there now with these $10, and I might go get like a sub. I don't know, man. This is so awesome. Thank you so much for the donation. You never have to. My friend Chris, the entertainer. And I'm getting a phone call right now. So we got so many things to talk about. If you're a fan of any team, go out there and let's talk. Hey, how are you? Welcome on the Rover. What's going on? Welcome to Rover Sports.
What a football day, wasn't it? What a great football day.
Oh, Ronaldo, I think that's you. It was an amazing football day, sir. I mean, you know, between the Jets, between Nick Foles, between Saints and Steelers.
The Saints are done. I'm not the Saints. The Steelers are done. They're so done. They're trash.
The Steelers. I don't think the Steelers suck. Like I thought they played well today. I thought Big Ben was good, but I mean, for the Steelers to make it now, what do they need? They need the Browns to beat the Ravens. Like that's probably not going to happen.
So you ready to eat humble pie yet? About Sam Darnold?
About Sam? I mean Sam, but it was the Green Bay.
Did you not see the game? If you saw that game and told me that's not going to be an elite quarterback in the NFL one day, you're insane.
I mean, there were a lot of easy throws out there in that game. I mean, I gotta see it for
easy
long stretches.
Easy, no throws in the NFL are easy. These are the best in the world. No throw is easy.
No, I get.
And he's 21. He's the youngest quarterback in the NFL.
Dude, he did ball out. Okay, he balled out. But it's I'm gonna say because it's the Green Bay Packers, and I need to see more. Like I'm not just gonna change my opinion. No, I'm not gonna rag on Sam Darnold today. Hell no. You know he balled. He was very good, man. I mean, what was he 22 of 30 for like 330 and a touchdown? I mean, or 3 touchdowns.
I know. I just need you to start sweating because as soon as he starts winning championships, and I get this shirt, I'm gonna be fucking the best day of my fucking life.
What is the deal again? I think he's got to win. If he wins the AFC East, I definitely need to give you a shirt.
Yeah, you gotta wear a Sam Darnold shirt of him shitting on your fucking head. On your head, Rover.
Yes, sir.
Shitting on your head. And with a Giants logo, saying, "You fucked up." To all the Giants fans. What a lost season. What an absolute lost season. I feel bad for you guys. I really do. You guys really picked a once-in-a-generation running back over a franchise quarterback. The most idiotic draft choice maybe in the NFL history.
I don't think
it's going to be bad.
Long. Unless
it's going to be terrible.
Sam Darnold has to turn into an MVP for us to start sweating it.
Let's see this.
Sam Darnold's not Baker Mayfield.
That's a joke. Okay? Baker Mayfield's out here, like, shitting on his head coach. Like, this guy is pathetic.
No,
like, just because you face your coach, like,
I love it.
What the fuck is that?
Hugh Jackson's on the
have some humility.
Lines.
You're a walk-on. You're nobody. You're a walk-on.
Oh,
have some respect.
Baker Mayfield's a somebody. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, I love the move. I hated Hugh Jackson. He held that program back.
No, he probably wasn't really good head coach, just like our head coach. But once you get a franchise quarterback, everything changes. Like, maybe he just needed time.
No, but Sam Darnold's not the – like, if you were going to tell me, like –
yes, he is the guy.
If you were going to propose a trade of Carson Wentz for Saquon Barkley, I'd listen. But I still don't know about Sam Darnold.
Wentz is hurt again.
Those throws
Nick
were
Foles
easy.
is doing better than Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I like Nick Foles. Like I think the Eagles should maybe go with Foles, but Carson Wentz is going to be traded. I think the Giants can offer Saquon for Carson Wentz. But I'm telling you, Carson Wentz is a different animal. Carson Wentz is a different animal than Sam Darnold.
You're psychotic. No, that's not. No, my dude almost outdueled Aaron Rodgers. Do you understand that? He went tit for tat, a 21-year-old rookie quarterback with no weapon. besides Robbie
Everyone's
Anderson.
beating the Packers these days. I mean, freaking Kirk Cousins beat the Packers at home. Like, Green Bay doesn't have a head coach. They don't have defense. They have nothing to play for right now. That was a team that was dead. Their special teams were terrible. The Packers are not good.
No, we just have the elite special teams. They say that every week. We have Pro Bowl, punt returner.
Even
teams,
Matthew Stafford is not a good quarterback. Even the Lions beat the Packers this year. No, it's
you just trying to disqualify.
It's one game. It's one game.
Like,
you're right. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say I'm predicting that he's not gonna be that good. But for one game, I mean, absolutely, he's had a couple of good weeks. Sam Darnold. I can't wait.
I mean, the Giants. But let's talk about the Giants. What do you think about them in this season?
I mean, our season, we got off to a really slow start with Pat Shurmur, but we needed to build. We needed more patience, with all the new players coming in. So I didn't think this season was a complete failure. What is it, 6-10, 7-9? You're not going to make the playoffs every year. We have a head coach coming in. Eli Manning's learning the system. Like, we almost beat the Colts. We've been very good for a few weeks.
You know what? That is so true. But I remember a younger Rover, he said the Giants are going to win the NFC East. Do you remember that, Rover?
Yep, I did.
Do you remember that idiotic statement when you drafted Saquon Barkley, a running back with a 38, 39-year-old quarterback? I know it's not your fault.
I was spot on about Saquon, dude. That guy's been incredible. That's a great pick.
Great. I mean, what a great future. I mean, wow. Hall of Fame back, and you might even be Barry Sanders. Mm-hmm. But what did Barry Sanders ever achieve?
Not
no
a lot.
playoff wins.
Not a lot.
What does that really mean? I mean,
but we have
Giants fans are lost.
But if you've watched the Giants, you know that the Giants have a great ownership group. We're not the Detroit Lions. We have. I'll tell you who we have right now. We have elite level players. We have Ogletree, we have Odell Beckham, we have Sterling Shepard, Ingram.
No, don't become an Odell Beckham fan now, because it fits your argument.
No, I'm just saying.
No.
Fine. I won't.
You don't like Odell.
I won't mention. You're right. I won't mention him. Eli Manning has still won Super Bowls before. Pat Shurmur, who's coached in this league a while, knows the landscape of the NFL. I think we're headed in a really good direction.
Super Bowl Satan?
I think we're headed in a really good direction.
How long will you guys crawl towards those Super Bowls as if he's the only quarterback that's ever won a Super Bowl? Joe Flacco has won a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco is terrible. Lamar Jackson is killing Joe Flacco's entire existence. The guy's a joke.
So far, you're right. I like that the Ravens are going with Lamar Jackson. I agree. But, look, Joe Flacco has struggled for about 5 years. But
you're also the guy that said Josh Allen is going to be better than Sam Darnold. And I
agree. I still agree. I still agree.
I really go to bed now for I don't know, the last 10 years I've had just pathetic quarterbacks. And I really go to bed knowing I really have a franchise quarterback and that you're wrong and that it's just such a beautiful thing. It truly is.
I got you.
I've never been more happy in my life.
You know what? And I honestly wish the best for you, man, because I know Jets fans. You guys have been long.
You truly don't, because you're a Sam Darnold hater. So that is just a pure and utter lie. Do not make me feel better. You do not like my guy.
But I'm not a Jamal Adams hater. I'm not a Curtis Martin
hater. He's a Pro Bowler.
You can't hate a Pro Bowler. Yeah. I'm not a Rex Ryan hater like a lot of people are. Like I don't hate the New York Jets. Yourself, Jet Central, are all friends. I made the Fire Todd Bowles video. I was the one saying Todd Bowles would tank this year.
JC didn't believe either, though. I can't give JC too much credit once we start winning these chips. He's still a great guy, but
exactly.
He wanted Josh Rosen a bump.
And he wanted Rosen, exactly.
Yeah, he was wrong as well.
Yeah, so we're all allowed to have different opinions.
He's still a Jets fan. He's still one of my brothers, but he's wrong.
No,
Josh Allen, Saquon.
And listen, a lot of people doubted Sam Darnold after that Browns game. So listen, man, I'll call it straight. I mean, he's playing decently right now, and we'll see what happens next year and going forward, man. I think he could be pretty good. I think he could be.
Go Jets.
You need to get the right head coach in there. You need to get the right head coach in there. I'll tell you that.
We can have any head coach in with football games with this guy. He's just elite, honestly.
Hey,
Look
Ronaldo.
at for the Brown games. Did you see the Brown games where he literally choked? He literally couldn't handle the pressure of facing Baker Mayfield. Didn't you see a completely different quarterback from that week 3?
Yes. No, I'm saying
amazing.
he wasn't ready for that game. No. Sam
He wasn't
Darnold.
ready for the NFL till like week 8. All right, thanks for having me on,
Right,
Rover.
dude. It was fun talking, man. I appreciate your opinions
Yeah, it was
as
a great
always.
combo.
That is Ronaldo. What's going on, pal? Welcome on the Rover.
Hey, Rover Sports, it's small ball.
Hey, what's going on, Garrett? How you doing, buddy? I also
Doing
see
fantastic.
I also see
I
another
got big
number.
news.
I see another
I got
number
big
calling in.
news for you.
I'm getting great calls in there. This is my boy here, Small Vol. My boy here, he has a YouTube channel, Garrett, and I wanted to say to everybody else calling, like, continue to try to keep calling. I love taking these phone calls. That was a hell of a call for Ronaldo. It's one of the really good calls. I just had on a Jet fan argue me about Sam Darnold. But go ahead, Garrett. What's going on, man?
I got some big news for you. I'm going the Sunday night prime time, the Titans and Colts game next week, Spencer.
Oh, boy, Garrett, you are so damn lucky, man. I want to go to that game. I got to fly to
I'm
Nashville.
so
We got to
excited.
go
I
to that
cannot
thing.
wait. Oh, yeah. I'm really hoping Marcus Mariota plays, though. That's the biggest concern I have. If we're going to make the playoffs, we need Marcus Mariota to show up and ball out against Andrew Luck. We never beat him.
I want to say hi to a couple people in the chat. Like Anthony is great. He's a Giants fan. Anthony Machucha. He's a beast. He's a great person. King Braz, 49ers fan, but really knows the entire NFL. Mike Morena is a king. And Ronaldo Allen. We can't wait to revisit this chat, I'm sure, in a year, because he can point out how wrong I am on Sam Darnold. But Garrett, man, I want to go to that Colts-Titans game. I want to know your emotions today watching the Pittsburgh Steelers with a chance to beat the Saints.
Man.
Were you flipping out today?
I was sweating in the fourth quarter, man. If you told me that Pittsburgh was going to win this game, I would have believed you. I didn't think the Saints were going to come back and win it. I mean, literally, the Steelers just gave the game away today, in my opinion.
I thought Big Ben was terrific today. Didn't you? I mean,
I thought he was too, but why
Brown,
would you go
the
for it on fourth down on your 50-yard line? Granted, they missed the field. I mean, I wouldn't have gone for that fake punt late in the fourth quarter. I would have pinned him deep and tried to stop him.
That reminded me of Kirby Smart in the SEC championship.
Oh, I know, right?
That was a terrible call. And then you had Juju Smith-Schuster fumbling the ball. How clutch was Drew Brees to get it down to the end like that? And you guys needed the Saints to win, and now it is Titans and Colts. It's Sunday Night Football. I don't think you've played in a primetime Sunday night game. You haven't played on Sunday night in like 8 years. That stadium is going to be juiced. That is it.
I know, and I'm going to be right there with them, and I'm going to be yelling my head off. I mean, I'm so excited.
If you thought yesterday was crazy, this is going to be tenfold at Nissan
And
Stadium.
actually, Spencer, did you see my video that I sent you? And in fact, it's on my YouTube channel. If you want to see my reaction to yesterday's Titans and Redskins game, I was at the game yesterday, and I recorded the reaction of the game-winning touchdown and the game-winning interception by Kevin Byard. If you guys want to go check that out, go check that out on my YouTube channel.
Yes, sir. At Small Vol. Small Vol, I got a lot of callers, brother, but thanks so much for calling into the show, man.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. You take care, Spencer.
Be good, and I can't wait to speak to you soon. That is my good buddy, Garrett Small Vol. Go to his channel. It's Small Vol. Big Tennessee Vols fan. Great kid. He's from Alabama. He loves Tennessee sports. This guy, he's a beast. It's Anthony Machuca. Great questions all around. Damian Dooley joins the show. The Jets fans are coming out because Darnold has played well. I'm not a Sam Darnold believer. I don't think Darnold is anywhere close to Carson Wentz. All the throws he made today were underneath. I want a defense to challenge him. I want him to have to make big-time, big boy throws. I can't wait to see him in New England. I know the Patriots are going to whoop up on the Jets, maybe 34 to like 17 next week, just like they did the Buffalo Bills. And I'm very comfortable being on the Sam Darnold hate wall because even though the guy's a quick thinker, he doesn't hit you down the field with big level throws. It's very rare. It's all underneath. It's all dink and dunk. And the Green Bay Packers were just about quitting. That's a dime from Mahomes to Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes is a treasure. He is a freak of nature, the way he flails the ball from different arm angles. But let's go. Bills Mafia Man into the chat. Everybody's hanging out. What scheme do you think would fit Josh Allen? He hates Brian Dable, says that he's basically shit. I think Dable is okay. I love how Dable tested them. The plan was way too conservative early on. I was pissed off that the New York Jets that the Buffalo Bills did not attack New England. They went into that game and they played like wussies. They played like pussy willows in New England. They expected to lose to the Patriots. The first half was a nightmare of just conservative play calling, terrible running of the football, no run game, no deep shots. And Josh Allen made some poor decisions on the road. Everybody was spooked, but then we got comfortable. We had that drive, and the two plays that changed the game were Edelman laying on top of that dude and also that guy fumbling. But the Bills today, the Bills need to get a head coach that plays to win in New England. The whole mindset, it was just a really disappointing effort for the Buffalo Bills in New England. They played like they expected to lose, like they were happy to be there, like they just wanted to keep the game close, and not for a second did they actually believe that they can accomplish the task. I want to thank my good friend, the Giants Rebuttal, for a super chat. Very, very nice of him. And yes, so the coach that will honestly help Sam Darnold and will help to prove me wrong, just like Sean McVay is helping Jared Goff, there's a couple of really good names that I like. Shane Waldron from the Rams is a really interesting choice. He is their passing game coordinator. He's a very smart guy. He was at, I believe, like an Ivy League school like Dartmouth. He went to Notre Dame. Shane Waldron from the LA Rams is getting looks to be the Jets head coach. And then there is also another head coach out there. The quarterback's coach of the LA Chargers is a guy that people are talking about. He's a very good coach. The quarterback coach of the Chargers is a pretty cool character as well. Then you have Zach and Press Taylor. I like LaFleur, actually. I like LaFleur. I like Shane Waldron a lot. Shane Waldron's probably my number one choice for Sam Darnold. And then I would maybe go with either the Colts offensive coordinator, Nick Severino, or I would go with the Chargers QB coach. The bottom line is you need a young, enthusiastic coach like a Matt Nagy. You need somebody that's going to get to Sam Darnold, and I don't like Mike McCarthy. That's a retread hire. Mike McCarthy is not an exciting name to hire. The love for the Jets. We have a lot of Jets fans on here, and Damien's a good guy, and he asked me questions. I answer those questions. Dude, Mike, you saw that game as well, dude. I mean, the Bills pissed me off, man. So many teams go into New England. The way to beat New England is to not fear New England. The way to beat the King is to not fear them. Mahomes running right. There's no way he's going to complete this ball in the end zone. He was way out of the end zone. Great play by Seattle. But the way I look at the Bills going to New England is just such a scary place to play in the playoffs. And now New England is going to get a bye, and they're going to be hosting like the Texans, I believe. Either the Texans or the Baltimore Ravens in the second round of the playoffs. They're going to kill the Houston Texans at home. I mean, they're going to get revenge. The Texans' pass defense, The Texans' pass defense in the past couple of weeks has really been poor under Romeo Crennel. I don't know why Baker Mayfield struggled against those guys, but he did. And today, Nick Foles lit up the Texans for 490 yards or 472 yards, 71 yards, and 4 TD passes. Nick Foles was tremendous. If the Bears beat the Vikings, Nick Foles and the Eagles go to the playoffs. I don't really mod anybody so far. Tom Brady was fine today. I mean, the Bills have a pretty good defense. He turned it over a couple times. He's all good. I did see that, actually. A lot of you guys are watching. A lot of you guys are watching this game right now, the Chiefs game. So the AFC playoff picture, a great question. A great question by Damien about the AFC. So the AFC, with Pittsburgh losing, they pretty much are dead. And the thing that's unfortunate about Pittsburgh is they played great football today. TJ Watt played unbelievable. Big Ben was as good as Big Ben's ever been. I mean, the way he ad-libs in the pocket, he is such a great talent. He answered Cam Jordan's call today. Big Ben was fantastic. And the Steelers, they made that dumb decision there of not punting the ball back and trusting their defense, which was stupid. And then Juju fumbled the ball before they can even get to Chris Boswell. The Steelers are likely out of the playoffs because if the Ravens continue to win, if the Ravens beat Baker Mayfield and the Browns, Ravens are in. And I think the Ravens will win that game. I also think the Colts are going to beat the Tennessee Titans. I think it's a little upset pick. I love them at home. I love that home crowd getting into the game, getting to Andrew Luck. That defense is going to step up. Derrick Henry's going to pound that rock. Marcus Mariota, if he's healthy, Titans will win. Then you look at the Texans. The Texans are going to be the 3 seed in the AFC because they're going to beat the Jags. The Patriots are going to beat the Jets, so the Patriots will secure the number 2 seed, and the number 1 seed actually in the AFC is still going to be the Kansas City Chiefs because the Chiefs are going to, if they can't win this game, they're going to beat Oakland at home next week. That's going to be an absolute rout. So it's Chiefs, it's Patriots, then I'm going to go with Houston Texans, Baltimore Ravens at 4. At number 5 is the Chargers. And then number 6 is the Titans. So then that will set up like this for the playoffs. Sunday at 4:30, or Saturday at 4:30, Saturday, January 5th, we are going to have Tennessee Titans going to the Texans. And the Texans are probably going to beat the Titans going back there, okay? Then 8 o'clock, we are going to have Chicago Bears hosting a playoff game. It could be Bears-Eagles, or the Bears should purposefully lose. The Bears got to lose on purpose, I believe. Or unless the Cowboys... Oh, the thing that sucks is that the Cowboys win the tiebreaker. So... Would you rather play Seattle or the Eagles? I probably would rather play Seattle. I think that's how it works, guys. Trying to just figure all of this out. Oh my gosh. The Jets were targeting Jim Harbaugh? Holy crap, that would be crazy. But Harbaugh shouldn't do that because Harbaugh would be a complete pussy to leave Michigan. Okay, he hasn't beaten Ohio State yet. Jim Harbaugh, there's no way he should leave Michigan at all to go to the Jets with Sam Darnold. That is so stupid, okay? College is a lot easier than the pros. Urban Meyer is gone. Don't be a freaking P word and do that, okay? But I don't think they're getting Jim Harbaugh. They're either getting McCarthy, which would be a total Jets move, is to hire Mike McCarthy. He sucks. Hiring McCarthy or Shane Waldron would actually be a big-time hire. Thank you so much, The Entertainer. I appreciate it. Feel free to call in. We actually have open lines now. 484-504-9648. I'm at least going another half an hour, and we got on a great football game right now, Seattle and the Kansas City Chiefs. So overall, a great day. My Giants are a wonderful football team right now. We have a lot of things to look forward to. We finally have a head coach for the first time in about 3 years. We have a running game. We have an offensive line. We have a general manager that knows what he's doing. We have a team with the right mindset that doesn't quit. They had every reason to not go to Indianapolis and play this game tough today. They had every reason to lay down, and they did not lay down one bit. And I am so proud of this football team. They were so close to winning the game. They did everything but win the game. And it's very disappointing. I'm not saying that we're going to be perfect next year or that we're going to walk to a division championship. But you should feel hopeful and excited for week 1 next year. We know what the hell we're doing. Shane Waldron. W-A-L-D-R-O-N. Look at D-R-O-N. Look him up and tell me if you like him. He's an L.A. Rams guy. Yep, I'll tell you what, dude. The Colts, the Indianapolis Colts have been balling, but I don't think they get past the Tennessee Titans. But if the Colts win, the Colts play the Houston Texans. Let's talk about the NFC playoff picture right now. The way that the NFC playoff picture is going to go is I believe the Dallas Cowboys, if they beat the Giants, are going to be fighting for the number 3 playoff berth. It's actually possible that if the Bears want to beat the Vikings, say the Bears want to beat the Vikings and they do, the Bears will be hosting the Eagles in the playoffs, which would suck. But if the Bears lose to the Vikings, the Bears will be hosting Seattle. Would you purposefully lose to play Seattle and New Orleans? But the thing is, if you're the Bears, if you beat the Eagles, you then get to go to the LA Rams, which is a lot different than going to New Orleans. So what path do you want to take if you're Chicago? Do you want to go Eagles and then LA Rams, where you will basically have a home game? It'll be like Soldier Field West, or would you rather getting a call in here. Go Vikings, New Orleans Saints, or actually it's Seattle, New Orleans. Hello?
Hello. Would you like to join us?
Hey, hello, how are you?
Would you like to join us?
I'm not really able to hear you, sir. Can you kind of get to a clearer area? You're on Rover. Something's going on, man. Maybe you got like a feature or something. Yeah, I can't make out the words you are talking about, but I hope everything's all right with you, man. Let's try to call back maybe. That was weird-ass reception. It sounded like he was in an ambulance. I hope that dude is doing okay. Yeah, I think he's just trolling or creepy. But I hope he's okay if he's in an ambulance ride. But that takes dedication to call me while you're in an ambient ride. What does probed mean? I mean, by the police? Is this entertainer? I don't think sounds like he's in an ambulance. So yeah, let's go back to something lighter than talking about that, which is let's talk exactly like we were talking about the ambulance caller. Let's talk about Eagles and Nick Foles. So if the Eagles get into the playoffs, I think that's death if you're the Chicago Bears. I think the Eagles can kill you if they get into the playoffs. If I were Chicago, I would lay down and I would play Chase Daniel, and I would have Chase Daniel throw the ball 1,000 times, and I would lay down and let the Vikings into the damn playoffs. Because then you have the Vikings in Seattle. You don't want to let, Nick Foles, BDN, they call him in Philly. You don't want to let that dude into the playoffs, and that's a touchdown for Seattle. So Seattle's locked into the freaking playoffs. Congratulations, Seattle. They're up 11 on the Chiefs. Chiefs are okay, but this is a game that I think is going to be hard for them to win. Seahawks are up 30-20 now, 30-20. But I think if you're the Bears, you lay down and you let the Vikings in. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks. I probably have to make a Giants video later, just donating all my thoughts on the New York Giants. The fact is, not many things have changed for us Giants fans. I mean, it's still Eli Manning. It's still everything. Why am I wearing a Purdue shirt? Because I went to an airport. I went to the Indianapolis airport last year. I like Indianapolis. This might be my guy Chris, or it might be ambulance guy. Woo, what's going on, buddy? Hello?
Rover Sports, what's poppin', man? It's the entertainer, my man.
Yes.
I figured I'd give you a call. We talk a little football. I'm really enjoying the show tonight. It's a good format.
Thanks so much. I love call-in shows, to tell you the truth, man, because sometimes you get some really, great people calling into the show, and just fun to hear their thoughts on things,
Yeah, man, you had a couple of passionate calls. Ronaldo went at you a little bit, went a little over the top there with the Sam Darnold stuff, but I do love Ronaldo. He is very entertaining.
No, he's the best. I mean, that's how you would want it, right? You want it over the top.
Yeah, it's always fun to talk to over the top callers, and you always call into my show. I always appreciate talking to you. I wanted to do the Sunday night stream tonight. I got home though, and I was so tired after that Giant game. I'm I'm just gonna enjoy my holidays. But
Thanks. Yeah, just freaking relax, man. I'm sure you got to watch CBS all in peace. Got to listen to Romo, and dude, you went for 5 hours. So did you go to the halftime of the Saints game?
I took callers in the Giants show till about maybe 5:45. But I just wanted to say I want to break down the playoff picture with you. But the Titans game next week, we have got to stream that game together. Whether it be my channel, your channel, I don't care. I think that'd be a lot of fun to do.
Oh, totally. I actually, you know what might be a really fun idea is that I think I might be in Florida, and me and JC, we should freaking call you. We might watch the game together.
Oh, you're gonna be in Florida? I didn't know that. Okay, so you're gonna be in Florida next week. I don't want to bother you if you're on vacation. Don't worry about that.
Dude, it's gonna be great though. I can't, because you're the biggest Colts guy in the world.
Oh, I'm a Giants guy, but I really believe in the Colts. I've believed in them since 2-5, and I do think they're going to go into Tennessee and win. I just think that this is a team right now, and you know that. I've been pushing for this Colts team since they were 2-5. I've been saying that this team is for real, and they have gone on a tremendous stretch here. I didn't even envision this, but I was looking at their numbers early in the season. I'm like, this team should not be 2-5 with that offensive line the way they're playing. And since Marlon Mack has come back, this team is a different team. Andrew Luck has not had this kind of support since he came into the league. And if he gets into the playoffs, I'm going to say it, they are as dangerous as anybody in the AFC. I truly believe that.
Well, their defense has to play a lot better.
Yeah, and I think it will. I really do. I think today was an aberration. The Giants played great today. This is the best game the Giants have had all year. When you factor in where they played, the level of opponent, how the Colts were playing going in. The Colts shut out the Cowboys last week, and they beat the Texans in Houston the week before that. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? The Giants put on a hell of a show today. They really did.
Yeah, the throws to Ingram were great.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to pick the Colts to go to the Super Bowl if I was betting on it, but I've been so high on them since 2-5. If they make the playoffs, I'm going to roll with them. I'm going to pick them.
But you have to pick them then, man, because you can't. You have to pick them next week, right? You have to.
I'm definitely picking them next week.
So please, I want you to make that pick almost. So can they beat the Texans and the Tennessee Titans then? Those are the next two games for the Colts.
They're going to beat Tennessee. That's a fact. And then they
play the game at Houston with Deshaun Watson. 4 o'clock.
They just beat them there, and Houston hasn't been playing good down the stretch. I would favor the Colts in that game.
The line will probably be maybe 3 for the Texans. I think that the Titans are actually going to be favored against the Colts.
I think it'll be a pick 'em game. The
Titans are dangerous in that outdoor kind of environment with that kind of defense,
But I even think you'll admit, and I think you're more of a Titans guy than a Colts guy. I think you'll admit that the Colts have the potential to do more damage in the playoffs than the Titans do. I can't see the Titans doing damage in the playoffs.
I agree, because the quarterback play is very consistent in Indianapolis, and I've seen it. You're right. Like, I've seen Andrew Luck do magical things. Like, Andrew Luck was able to come back against the Kansas City Chiefs and Alex Smith when he was down by so many points, if you remember that.
Yeah, of course.
He beat Peyton Manning in Denver to get to an AFC championship. Like, that's a great accomplishment. So Andrew Luck's been big time in the playoffs before.
Yeah,
I think that this team and this coaching staff is young in a lot of areas. Defensively, they don't have a lot of superstar talent. Offensively, their wide receivers like T.Y. Hilton is pretty dang good. Their running game is going to have to be tremendous in a physical kind of cold weather environment. And, that's where things could get a little bit dicey, maybe in the divisional round or next week. I think the Titans have a great chance in the cold weather with Derrick Henry to just pound the rock and keep it low scoring.
Well, that's their only chance. That's their only chance to win that game, and they definitely could do that. I mean, the Titans. We saw how well they did it against the Giants. I'm not saying the Titans can't win that game. They definitely can. It's probably close to a coin flip game, but I'm riding with the Colts. In the NFC, things are getting heated up there in the wild card race now, because you've got, that's close now. The Eagles are making it interesting for the 6th seed. Right. I would hate to see both the Cowboys and Eagles get in. I would hate to see that. Now, the only way the Eagles get in, well, I don't even know. I'm not watching the Seahawks game. What's the score in that game right now?
It's 31-20, but Mahomes is kind of driving. It's 6 minutes left, so the Chiefs have to score a touchdown right now, and then they're going to need, the 2-point conversion, and they're going to need 2 scores with 5 minutes. It's rare that they can win.
Okay. So most likely the Seahawks are going to win. So that means that, I don't know the tiebreaker situation, but most likely the only way the Eagles could get in at that point would be a Vikings loss last week. And who are the Vikings playing, do you know?
The Vikings play at home versus the Chicago Bears next week.
Oh, God. Oh, God. That's another great game. Oh, God. This is going to be a fun week of football.
The only reason the Bears are in a real interesting situation is because if the Bears lose and the Cowboys beat the Giants, the Cowboys get the 3 seed, and that is kind of big. Because if the Bears are able to win their playoff game, if they're the 4 seed, you have to go to New Orleans for the second round.
And you want to stay away from New Orleans as long as possible.
And plus, you don't want to. But if you're a Bears fan, I don't think you want to see Nick Foles coming into the playoffs week 1. I mean, the Eagles are the hottest team in football right now.
Yeah, and plus as a Bears fan. You mentioned it earlier. I think you were half kidding. You said you want to try to lose on purpose so that the Eagles don't make the playoffs. You don't want to go into the playoffs playing poorly. We know that as Giants fans in 2007 when they went in and they lost to the Patriots, but they put on a hell of a show and they put they tried the hardest, even though they didn't need to. They were going to be the 6th seed regardless. We know that the last game of the regular season could have an impact on the playoffs.
Yeah, but we beat Washington, and that didn't help us at all. For the Green Bay trip. What do you mean? When the McAdoo team went to Green Bay, the week when we beat Washington, that didn't help at all for our Green Bay performance.
Well, I mean, it was a completely different team. We had Odell Beckham, Victor Cruz, the wide receivers going on a beach party, a day before the game.
With Justin Bieber.
But I can't even see the chat as I'm talking. I can't even see the chat as I'm talking to you, but I know Anthony's in there. I love it.
But if you're the Bears, why would you want to see Nick and Doug Peterson? Why? Wouldn't you rather beat Seattle? You could probably beat the Seahawks. They already beat Seattle. Let Minnesota in.
If I'm the Bears, Spencer, I don't care. If I'm the Bears, I have that great defense. And I'm at home in the environment. I say bring it. I don't care who I'm playing. I'm fully confident that I'm taking them down. I'm not handpicking my opponent.
No, and I don't want the Eagles in, man.
I don't want the Eagles in, but from a Bears fan perspective, I don't care who I'm playing.
We want Vikings. We want the Vikings next week.
Oh, of course I want the
Because
Vikings.
you don't want
But
another year of smack with the Eagles fans.
now let's talk
And
real quick. Let's
the
talk.
Eagles, let me tell you about the Eagles. They can beat the Bears. They could almost beat anybody. Nick Foles is a magic man. And you know what? For the fact that the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year, I'm less emotional about the Eagles. It would almost be interesting to see Nick Foles in a playoff game. I'm almost
No, it wouldn't be. No, it wouldn't be. It would be a horror show. But let's talk real quick.
Yeah, it'd be a horror show because he'd ball out. He might even win some playoff games at 9-7. So it's a scary.
I want to talk real quick about the Eagles quarterback situation going forward. I think it's extremely interesting. If Nick Foles goes on a tear here and they get to say the NFC title game and lose, but he plays great in the playoffs, what do you do there?
If you're the Philadelphia Eagles, I think you sign Nick Foles to 4 years of $20 million.
So you let go of Carson Wentz then?
Yeah, you'd have to trade him.
Because you can't tie up that much money at the quarterback position. Because Carson Wentz is going to be doing an extension, I believe, the year after next. So if you're tying Foles to a $20 million a year contract, there's no way you're bringing Wentz back. You can't do it.
But for Eagles fans, this will make it a lot easier to swallow. You can either have Nick Foles at $20 million, which is $2 million more than Blake Bortles is making. Nick Foles would be one of the lowest paid starting quarterbacks in the NFL on that salary, and then your defense could still be salty as hell. Or you pay Carson Wentz like $30 million because Matthew Stafford and Derek Carr, they're and Kirk Cousins, the going rate is like $29 million a year for quarterbacks. So if you pay Carson Wentz all that money, you have an injury-prone, shaky quarterback and then your defense will get old, will rot out, and you will be an average, mediocre team.
So you would go with a 30-year-old Foles over the 25-year-old Wentz.
I absolutely would. And finance, and it's not only Foles and Wentz. If you have Foles, you get to keep Alshon Jeffrey, you get to keep Brandon Graham, you get to keep so many other people.
Interesting stuff, man. That is going to be quite the storyline if the Eagles can make the playoffs and Foles plays well down the stretch. That is going to be the storyline of the offseason.
Yeah, and you know what? The worst thing in the world, for us as Giants fans was that Nick Foles winning a Super Bowl last year was like all luck. I hated that sort of thing, that it was all luck. I kind of want Nick Foles to be legitimate so that Super Bowl's easier to swallow. Because if Nick Foles sucked the rest of his career, it would have been more heartbreaking for us as Giants fans that he won a championship.
Nah, it's hard. To me as a Giants fan, I don't care how they won. The Eagles won, and it's heartbreaking regardless.
I think it was more heartbreaking because people would compare Nick Foles to Eli Manning and say, oh, it's not that difficult to beat the Patriots, when Eli Manning was the only quarterback to do it. Two completely different scenarios. But
I think so. Real quick, I'll wrap up with the Giants and then I'll let you go. I was so proud of the way that our guys played today. I was so proud of the fight that the Giants put forth today. And I know that they blew the game at the end, but it was the best they played all year. And I'm excited for next year. I really am. I like the future of this team. I have full belief that Gettleman's going to have a strong draft next year. And I like the Giants going forward. I really do.
Do you think that – so did we pass Jacksonville in the draft order? The Jags won today.
I have – actually, I'll give you the updated draft order. I actually just looked it up. The Giants actually stayed in the same spot that they were. They're still in the 8th spot because after the fact, the strength of the schedule updated and the Bills jumped the Giants, but we passed Jacksonville. So we're still in the 8th spot.
The Bills are going to win next week versus the Dolphins.
I'm gonna give it to you right now. Actually, I'm gonna give
By
you
the way,
the update.
Buffalo. It's good. Buffalo's gonna win next week.
But we'll see. But this is the draft order right now, and the strength of schedule. The Giants and Bills are actually tied in strength of schedule. It's like by like a hundredth of a decimal point that Buffalo is ahead of us. So Buffalo currently has the 7th pick, Tampa Bay the 6th, and Detroit the 5. We're at 8. Jacksonville at 9.
So we need the Lions play the Packers. So what happens if the Lions or some of these teams win? What happens if the Jets win?
Well, we're not passing the Jets. The Jets have a much softer strength of schedule than we do. They hold the tiebreaker.
It would have helped if the Jets won the day, but they didn't.
We could pass the Bills. We could. The best the Giants are going to be is probably the 6, and the worst they'll be is probably like 10. They're going to be between 6 and 10.
The Giants could maybe even win their game next week against the Cowboys.
They definitely can.
It's not impossible. I mean, Tampa was hanging around with the Cowboys for a while today.
What do the Cowboys have to play for next week?
Well, the Cowboys can play for the 3 seed next week.
Yeah, I guess. I hope they play because I want the Cowboys at full strength. I really do. I want to get a good test of this Giants team last week of the year.
Yeah, I mean, now we have the proof that, I think we learned today, like big picture stuff from today, is that Eli Manning should still start next year. I think that that's the big realization that I learned today. What about you?
Eli Manning's going to be the starter next year. I have no doubt in my mind. He may not be the starter for 16 games, depending on what they do in the draft, depending on what they do in free agency. Right. But Eli Manning next year will be the Giants starter opening day, mark my words.
I love it. And Shermer's the head coach. We got to believe in him. I'll tell you what, for Pat Shermer, like next year, he has my full attention, if he doesn't make if it's another year of no playoffs, then Pat Shermer's probably on the block pretty quickly.
I like Pat Shermer. I know that he didn't have great clock management today, but I think it is a testament to Pat Shermer, and I think it's a very good sign of how hard this team has played for him down the stretch. They had every reason to quit today, and they played their asses off. And I think that's a good sign for Pat Shermer going forward. I really do. And before I go, I want to thank, I don't know who's still in there, but Anthony Marchuk is one of my favorite subs. I saw him in the chat. I want to say thank you. Scott Thomas tunes into my videos. I want to say thank you to him. Ronaldo, everybody in the chat that's a subscriber of mine. I want to wish a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want you to continue doing what you do on YouTube. You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
And I hope you have a great time in Florida. I didn't even realize you were going there. I hope you have a great time in Florida this week.
Thanks so much, man. It's not till the end of the week, but I'm excited about it, man. Merry Christmas. I can't wait for the holidays.
All right, Spence, man. You have a good night, brother.
All right. Thanks so much for calling. That is the entertainer. It's been a hell of a show. Let's address the chat a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about Josh Allen's day. IT Max, I spoke a lot about Josh Allen today. I'm going to be doing a film review on him on a Tuesday, and I'm going to really break down so many things from the game. I wish that the coach's tape would come out immediately. I want to study that tape like crazy. I know we have some 49ers fans on here. Nick Mullins was not that great. The 49ers had chances in that game to win. Nick Mullins was not terrible, but at the same time, he wasn't fantastic. He wasn't good enough to win. But for Josh Allen in Buffalo, I liked how Josh responded. I think he's a good leader, and I think Josh has the potential to maybe lead the Bills to an AFC East championship coming up soon. I still have a lot of faith in the kid. I love his leadership skills. I love that he was pissed off at the loss, and that's the first sign is actually being angry. And going into New England for your first time, it's like your first time on a roller skating rink. That was such an amazing catch by Tyler Lockett on a moonball from Russell Wilson. But the thing is about Josh Allen is that he needs to get to the point where he expects to win in New England, and it's almost like ice skating for the first time where you're just trying to make it without falling. You're just trying to kind of feel your way through it. And going to Foxborough, playing that 1 o'clock game, playing in the cold, playing Bill Belichick's defense, that is great experience for Josh Allen. And that is something that is incredibly, incredibly important. That was an amazing catch by amazing catch by Tyler Lockett. And as Russell Wilson gets outside the pocket, and he's going to be brought down by Chris Jones from Mississippi State, a big-time sack. So now, if you're Kansas City, Mahomes might have the chance. If Janikowski kicks this field goal, Mahomes will have a chance to drive them down for an opportunity to win the game and be clutch at the end of regulation, kind of like the Denver Broncos game. This is a fantastic Sunday Night Football game. Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, magicians at their craft. The entertainer, Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas to Mike as well. Chris Jones got snubbed real hard. The funniest video ever was when he had the malfunction at the combine. When his pants fell down. Just a crazy scene there in Indianapolis with Chris Jones. That's probably the most popular thing he's ever done in his life. Russell Wilson, he has such amazing arm strength, huge hands, can throw the ball up he throws like Nick Foles as a 6-foot guy. I mean, Russell Wilson and Nick Foles, the same trajectory is crazy. Great question. I think McDermott is an okay head coach. I actually like Brian Daboll a lot. Oh, that was just filthy by Doug Baldwin. You gotta be freaking kidding me. He just made a one-handed catch literally at the goal line. That was absurd. These Seahawks are freaking absurd. You can't beat them in Seattle. I don't care who you are. You never go to Seattle and win. And that plays declined Seattle ball in the run yard line. King Braz out here watching the game. Dude, ITZ Max watching the game as well, man. Thanks so much. You're a Buffalo Bills fan. I think Sean McDermott is an okay head coach. I'm not convinced yet. He needs more time. He's kind of like Brett Brown on the Sixers. Like, this roster freaking sucks. So you don't know. Brandon Beane, like Shady McCoy. You're trotting guys out like Jordan Mills. I don't even know who the right guard is on this Buffalo team. I even want to do our lads, and I'll tell you who sucks on the Bills' offensive line. Basically, the whole offensive line. I don't know if it's Croy who's still starting. I know Jordan Mills is there. I know Vlad Ducasse got hurt. This Bills' offensive line freaking is horrible. Horrible offensive line. Horrible team. The defense is decent. Tremaine Edmonds is going to continue to get better and better. And Seattle just scores a touchdown. That's probably the death knell in Seattle. I want to give, you know what I want to do? I want to give my congratulations, and Giants fans are going to hate me saying this. I want to give a sincere congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys on their championship of the NFC East. It's a hell of an accomplishment. Jerry Jones, the head coach there, Jason Garrett, who takes a lot of crap from the national media, Declan Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott. You guys were the best team all year in our division. We have a lot of pride in our division and our conference. It's almost like the SEC where you root for your division to do well. But, listen, Cowboys fans have always been great to me on this channel. But, being a Giants fan, I do kind of hope the Giants can beat the Cowboys last week of the season. I did predict the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl, though. I don't hate Van Der Esch. I don't hate any of their players. I don't really hate them that much. They're the best team in the NFC East this year. I know I'm going to get a lot of slack for that. Cowboy X Factor coming in here. What is near Hawaii? Cowboy fans? I'm going to Hawaii if they win. Landon Collins. I do like the Bills quarterback, Josh Allen. I don't know about Sean McDermott. It's a weird circle back to Sean McDermott for my Bills people out here listening. And I know that the Cowboys respect letter and love letter would, make the entertainer, a little bit nauseous. You have Deion Dawkins, who was a terrible pick out of Temple. He went before Davis Webb in the 2017 draft. You have Wyatt Teller, Ryan Groy, John Miller, and Jordan Mills. There's literally no good players on that offensive line. You look at your receivers, you have Zay Jones, who is not that good at creating separation. Charles Clay, who's old and who kind of sucks. Go to the house. Go to the freaking house, will ya? If I'm Kansas City, you have the 2-minute warning and a timeout. You kick this mother effing field goal right now. You kick the freaking kick. Kick a damn field goal right now because you're not getting the freaking onside kick. It doesn't matter worth a damn. It doesn't matter at all. This ball better go to the damn end zone or you got to take the field goal right now. Take it so you can try to stop the Seahawks. Anyway, this Bills team is freaking trash. I mean, Isaiah McKenzie, defensively they're good. Jerry Hughes is a freaking good player. Kyle Williams, Shaq Lawson, Eddie Yarborough, Harrison Phillips. Oh, now they're doing screen passes? Why don't you just bleed out the entire clock, you idiots? What, do you want to score a touchdown with a minute left in this game? Kick a damn field goal right now. Gosh, damn it, you're just going to give your onside kickoff. King Braz, you know what you, oh my God, you know what you do there? I can't believe they got that playoff. You kick a field goal with 2 minutes and 21 seconds left. So then you try to get the onside kick, and then you get a 3 and out, and you're able to drive down for the tie. Why is it so important to score a damn touchdown here? Why don't teams just kick the field goal? Insomnia Sports is on a hibernation. Troy Johnson, congratulations to Baltimore, my friend. How are you? I think he should be a left guard. He was at Temple in college. It's terrible. The line is terrible. The receivers aren't good. The defense is pretty damn salty. But with one good draft and some free agent help, this team should be an 8-win team next year, maybe 9 wins. You got to give McDermott some time. I like McDermott. He doesn't actually suck. I think he's a decent head coach. He deserves a little bit more time. But I'm not ready to say he's a good coach yet because he made some dumb loser decisions, and that team wasn't ready to play in New England today. Yeah, exactly. I'm like quiet as a church mouse over here. Yo, Troy, unbelievable time, man. I mean, you just saw you guys now control your own destiny. You have to beat Baker, Jakes, and Mayfield to win that division. That's going to be a damn hard, that's going to be really, really tough to do. I don't want to see Dable leave either. But, dude, you know what's, yeah, we're working up. So, Mike, a great question about Insomnia Sports. We're working up our individual channels, and then we're going to be on there. That channel's more of a long-term project. It isn't going anywhere. But once we're kind of big on our own, then we're going to collaborate, especially for special events like the New York trip that Jet Central's going on that I'm going to try to meet up with these guys on. We'll have us 3 featured, and I think we'll do a playoff pick'em on that website, maybe even playoff predictions and previews. So Insomnia is going to be just fine, just fine. But you know what? The fact is, the Ravens. Let's talk about the Ravens, Troy. Let's talk about the damn Ravens. Lamar Jackson was the correct decision over Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, I don't feel sorry for him because ever since he's gotten that contract, he's had 5 years to even make the playoffs and make some noise. And Joe Flacco's been inconsistent in all of those years. Joe Flacco is hit or miss. He's a bad regular season quarterback. He's not that good. He takes too many sacks. He doesn't have enough emotion to him. Now Gus Johnson is a lot better because of Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson is just fine. The only loss that the Ravens had, they had a 4th down in Kansas City. They should be 5-0 with Lamar Jackson. He's a great, great player right now for this team. Now, could Lamar Jackson turn into Blake Bortles because he's not a very good thrower of the ball? Sure. What I see with Lamar Jackson is different than what I see with Baker Mayfield. When I look at Mayfield, the way he throws from the pocket, I'm like, Baker Mayfield's going to be good for years, for 5, 7, a decade. 12 years, a dozen years. When I look at Lamar Jackson, I'm like, this is great. This is a dangerous playoff team. But once defenses get a look into trying to stop you, and you're going to have to be forced to win from the pocket, will you still be good next year? That I don't know. But if you're a Ravens fan, who gives a shit about next year? It's about right now. And right now, I have 0 problems with Lamar Jackson. 0 problems. Dude, heck yeah. Joe Flacco was a stud in the playoffs. He was like Nick Foles. And I'm happy that Nick Foles isn't a complete bust that was just lucky to win a championship. That would be a lot harder to swallow. At least Nick Foles is a big-time player. So I think Allen's a much better thrower, but Jackson's a much better runner. This is all stupid. This is stupid. You know, Kansas City and Andy Reid dilly-dallying their way into taking a field goal anyway. Like, if you're watching this game, Kansas City down by 10 points, 2 possessions. They could have kicked a field goal with 2 minutes and 21 seconds left with a 2-minute warning and a timeout. They didn't do it. And now they're going to end up kicking a field goal with 1 timeout remaining and 1 minute and 23 seconds left, and yet these guys just, you never learn. They never freaking learn. Unbelievable. Stupid. I agree, man. Andy Reid's not clutch. He had Jake Delhomme and the freaking Carolina Panthers right here in our house or in the Eagles' house to win, and they freaking Todd Pinkston, James Thrash, one of the shittiest games ever from the Eagles. One of my favorite memories as a kid was seeing Jake Delhomme go in and absolutely humble the Eagles in the first year of the Link. My favorite Eagles memory as a kid, though, Rondé Barber beating Andy Reid, taking that screen pass 80 yards back for a touchdown, game-sealing touchdown to see Chucky, Joe Jaravicius, Mike Allstott, Derek Brooks, and Warren Sapp. That Bucs team with John Lynch, Allstott, Jaravicius, Brad Johnson, one of my favorite teams. What a great Super Bowl team. Derek Brooks, a freaking monster. What a great football team that was. And they beat the Eagles at the Link. That was one of the greatest memories ever. But Troy, this Ravens team, man, is going to be salty in the playoffs. You guys are going to get the Chargers again, Troy. How excited are you to host the San Diego Chargers or the LA Chargers in your house? You should be very, very excited. For the NFC, I think New Orleans has a really good chance, but I think that it's either the Cowboys or the Saints that are going to end up winning that. I think the Cowboys are dangerous. I'm still going Cowboys and Patriots. I think the Vikings are beating the Bears. So I don't think so. Nick. Here's the onside kick. He's putting this out like freaking... He's carving this one up like turkey, like a pumpkin. He's putting this on like a platter. This is a crazy way to kick a football, man. Dude, host the Chargers in, kick their ass. The national media and Phillip Rivers, when they all were getting caught in a tizzy over how good the Chargers are, just like that, dead silence. Dead freaking silence. Jaravicius has one of the greatest names in the history of football, for sure. Let's watch the end of this damn game. And thank you so much for the super chats. I mean, so nice. One giant rebuttal and my friend Chris the Entertainer. What a great time. I'll tell you, Baltimore's going to be fun, man. In the NFC, I got the Dallas Cowboys beating the LA Rams for my NFC Championship game. In the AFC, I have the Patriots beating the Kansas City Chiefs for the Super Bowl. And in the Super Bowl, I have the Cowboys beating the Patriots in Atlanta. Dallas Cowboys winning it all. Interesting bounce, but game over. Congratulations to Seattle on the win. Almost got him. What did you guys think of Baker Mayfield and Hugh Jackson today? Was that the most fun you've ever had in your life, man? Baker Mayfield staring down Hugh Jackson, that cruddy coach. I heard one of the funniest things ever. Hugh Jackson has experienced more wins from the Browns' opposing sideline. He's experienced more Cleveland success and more Cleveland wins from the Browns' opposing sideline than his own sideline. Greg Williams would need to coach 35 more years in the NFL to equal the amount of losing percentages that Hugh Jackson achieved by going 2-33. Dude, it was so funny. And if the Cowboys win, everybody will be really annoying, but yeah. The thing I love about Mahomes is that Mahomes is freaking pissed off that he lost. There's some quarterbacks like Matthew Stafford that are just like, I'm going to go with my wife to Hawaii and we're going to have fun in Hawaii. And who cares? Let's go out and golf and hang out. Who cares? We just lost. Mahomes is freaking angry. Angry. I like teams when they lose to be really angry. I hate jersey swapping. I hate millennial football players. I hate jersey swaps. Hate jersey swaps. Dude, Baker Mayfield today stared at Hugh Jackson. it was perfect. It was so pity. It was just like what the NBA was all about. He stared at Hugh Jackson for damn near, it felt like a minute. It was perfect. Perfect. And then he said, I have no idea what you're talking about to the reporter. Baker Mayfield and Hugh Jackson, boy, was that fun, man. That was unbelievable. Anyhow, what a great show, you guys. Thanks for joining me. I think I should do this on Sunday nights. We're definitely going to do this after playoffs. I might have to do a Giants video maybe tomorrow night, just kind of recapping my thoughts of the Colts Giants. And you know what? I have to actually rewatch the game a little bit closer. I'll tell you which players played awesome. I'll tell you which players didn't play well. I'll go ahead and rewatch the game a little bit tonight. And it was so much fun chilling with y'all tonight, man. And have a great, great night. And you're with me on the jersey swap. I'm going to bounce, guys. It was a freaking blast. Thanks so much for everybody for participating and hanging out.